The slap came so fast I didn't see it. Just felt it. The crack echoed through the bridal boutique like a gunshot. Everyone froze. The consultant. The bridesmaids, my mother. My sister stood in front of me, hand still raised, face twisted in fury. "You've always been jealous of me." I touched my cheek. It was burning. She had no idea. No idea that I'd already paid for everything. The venue. The catering. The flowers, the band. $74,000 paid in silence while she posted thank yous to our parents on Instagram. How do you tell someone the truth when they've already written their own story? I didn't answer her. I just picked up my purse and walked out. But here's the thing. I had receipts. Every single one. And I was about to decide whether to stay silent or burn it all down. Before we get there, though, let me ask you something. Where are you watching this from, and what time is it right now? Drop your time zone in the comments. I want to know who's here. And hit that like button. You're going to want to see how this ends. Let me back up. Because this didn't start with a slap. My sister was always the golden child. I don't say that with bitterness. It's just a fact. When we were kids, she got the birthday parties with ponies and bounce houses. I got a cake from the grocery store and a lecture about being grateful. She was the performer. I was the planner. She got the attention. I got the responsibility. By the time I was 16, I knew how it worked. Keep your head down, work hard. Don't ask for much. So that's what I did. I put myself through college, took out loans, worked 2 jobs, graduated with honors in finance. Nobody came to my ceremony. They were at my sister's high school musical. I didn't complain. I just moved forward. I got a job at a consulting firm. My mentor, Patricia, taught me everything. Contracts, negotiations, how to protect yourself on paper. Always document, she used to say. People forget. Paper doesn't. I took that to heart. By 28, I was pulling in 6 figures. I had my own LLC, a clean apartment, savings. My sister, meanwhile, bounced between jobs. Started 3 businesses that all failed within a year. Each time our parents bailed her out. Covered her rent. Paid off her credit cards. I kept spreadsheets the way some people keep diaries. Every expense. Every email. Every receipt. Not out of spite. Out of survival. Because in my family, if something went wrong, it was always my fault. Even when I wasn't there. So I learned to keep proof. When my sister got engaged, I was genuinely happy for her. She posted the ring on social media. My mom cried. My dad opened champagne. I thought maybe this time, things would be different. I didn't know the wedding would become the test I never signed up for. 3 months before the wedding, my sister called. "Hey, can I ask you something?" Her voice was sweet. "Too sweet? I'm having a little trouble with the deposits. The florist needs $2,000 up front. Do you think you could help me out?" "Just this once?" I paused. But she was my sister. And I had the money. "Yeah, I can do that." "Oh my God, thank you." "You're the best." I sent the payment that afternoon. Directly to the florist. I didn't tell anyone. 2 days later, my mom called. "Your sister really needs you to be supportive right now." "Not critical." I frowned. "I haven't been critical." "Well, she's stressed. This wedding is a lot. Just try to be there for her, okay?" I said okay, but something felt off. Then my mom dropped the real bomb. "Actually, since you're doing so well, maybe you could help with a few more things. You know how tight money is for her right now." A few more things turned into the venue. Then the catering. Then the photographer. Each time I paid the vendor directly. Each time I asked them not to mention my name. I told myself I was being generous. That I wanted her to have the wedding she dreamed of. But my parents didn't know I was paying. And my sister thought they were footing the bill. She posted on Instagram a week later, "So grateful to Mom and Dad for making my dream wedding come true." I'm so blessed. I saw it. Stared at my phone for a long time. Then I liked the post and said nothing. I thought silence was kindness. I didn't realize it was setting me up. The bridal shopping day was supposed to be fun. My sister invited me, my mom, and 3 bridesmaids. We met at the boutique on a Saturday morning. She tried on gowns. Everyone gushed. I smiled. I meant it. She looked beautiful. Then came the veil. Hand-embroidered lace. Imported from Belgium. $3,200. The consultant draped it over her head. My sister spun in the mirror. "It's perfect." I hesitated. But I had to ask. "Do you really need something that expensive?" There are other options. Her face changed. What did you just say? I just meant maybe we could... You've always been jealous of me. The slap came before I could respond. The boutique went silent. I stood there, hand on my cheek, staring at her. My mom rushed over, but not to me. She put her arm around my sister. Why can't you just be happy for her? I looked around. The bridesmaids wouldn't meet my eyes. I grabbed my purse and walked out. No one followed me. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, shaking. I'd paid $74,000. And I'd just been slapped for asking a question. My phone buzzed. A text from one of the bridesmaids. That was awkward. Not, are you okay? Just awkward. I opened my email, scrolled through the payment confirmations. Venue, catering, flowers, photography, band, alterations, invitations, every single one. I thought about walking away from all of it. But then I opened my files. I went home, opened my laptop, pulled up the spreadsheet I'd been keeping. Line by line, it was all there. Venue deposit, $18,000. Catering, $22,000. Photography, $8,500. Florist, $6,200. Band, $9,800. Dress alterations, $1,100. Invitations, $1,650. Every payment had come from my account, routed through my business LLC to keep it clean for taxes. I'd been tracking it for 3 months. I took a screenshot of the master summary, saved it to a folder on my desktop. Then I did something I hadn't done yet. I texted Patricia, my old mentor. I need advice. She called me 2 minutes later. I told her everything. The slap, the payments, the silence. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Do you have documentation?" "I have everything." Good. Because generosity without boundaries isn't love. It's self-erasure. I let that sink in. She kept going. "You have a choice. You can stay silent and let this go. Or you can speak up and set a boundary. But if you speak up, you need to be ready for the fallout." I stared at my screen. At the rows of numbers. $74,000. Not a gift. An erasure. I downloaded every receipt, every email, every signed contract. I put them all in a single folder. Named it Wedding Receipts Final. I didn't know whether I'd use it, but I knew I needed it ready. 2 days after the slap, my sister texted me. No apology. Just this. "I need another $5,000 for the honeymoon suite upgrade. Mom said you'd cover it." I stared at my phone. I didn't reply. An hour later, she called. I let it go to voicemail. "I don't know what your problem is, but you're being really selfish right now. This is my wedding. Can you just get over yourself?" Then my parents called. My dad this time. "You're really going to ruin her wedding over one little argument?" "She hit me, Dad. She was stressed." "You provoked her." I hung up. That night, my sister posted on social media. Nothing direct. Just vague enough. "It's hard when the people you expect to show up for you don't. Grateful for my real family." Within an hour, 3 people texted me asking what happened. My sister had also told the bridesmaids that I'd refused to help. The narrative was flipping. I was being painted as the villain in a wedding I was entirely funding. The wedding was 4 weeks out. I had a choice to make. Stay quiet and let the lie become truth. Or speak up and risk everything. I looked at my folder again. Wedding Receipts Final, $74,000 of proof. I wasn't the villain. But if I didn't act, I'd become invisible. Again. I opened a new document and started making a plan. Not out of revenge. Out of necessity. Because I'd been erased from my own generosity. And I was done disappearing. I pulled the contracts. Not just the receipts. The actual signed agreements. Every vendor contract listed my LLC as primary payer. My sister was listed as event beneficiary. That's it. She had no financial stake. I opened the venue contract first. There it was. Black and white. Cancellation clause, active until 30 days before the event. I could pull everything with one phone call and a 25% administrative fee. Then I opened the catering agreement. Balance due on my credit card. Autopay enabled. The florist's email thread was even better. My sister had asked for peonies. I'd approved the $6,200 invoice. The florist had replied, "Thank you so much for your generosity." I had a recorded phone call with the photographer. Legal in my state. I'd asked him to keep my contribution anonymous. He'd agreed. Then I found the smoking gun. A text from my mom, sent 3 weeks earlier. So glad the venue worked out. I know you handled it. She knew. They all knew. And they'd let my sister take credit anyway. I sat back in my chair. I wasn't just funding a wedding. I was funding my own invisibility. I saved everything to a cloud folder. Backed it up twice. Then I made a decision. I wasn't going to cancel the wedding, but I was going to tell the truth. I needed to understand why. Why the entitlement? Why the rage over a simple question? I called my cousin, Emma, the one person in the family who tells the truth. Can I ask you something? What's really going on with my sister? Emma sighed. You don't know? Know what? She's drowning. She and her fiancé are $40,000 in credit card debt. 3 cards maxed out. I sat down. Mom and Dad refinanced the house last year to bail out her boutique. They're tapped. They can't help her anymore. It started to make sense. Emma kept going. And here's the worst part. She told his family that she's paying for the wedding herself. She wanted to look successful. Oh, so if anyone finds out, the whole story falls apart, Emma finished. She sent me a screenshot. A text from my mom to her, sent 2 months ago. Thank God my name stepped up. We couldn't do this again. They knew. My parents knew I was paying. They just didn't want me to get credit for it. Because that would mean admitting their golden child couldn't do it herself. The slap wasn't about the veil. It was about me almost exposing the lie. I wasn't angry anymore. I was clear. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I didn't want revenge. I wanted truth. And boundaries. Here's what I decided. 1 week before the wedding, I'd call a family meeting. Present the receipts, calmly, with everyone there, parents, sister, her fiancé. Not to humiliate her, to establish reality. I'd give her 2 choices. 1, acknowledge the truth. Proceed with the wedding. My contribution gets recognized. 2, I pull my funding. She finds another way in 7 days. Not out of spite. Out of respect. For myself. I booked a private room at a restaurant. Neutral ground. Then I built the binders. 8 tabs, 1 for each vendor, contracts, invoices, emails, everything. I printed 4 copies, 1 for each person at the table. Patricia reviewed my plan over the phone. This is clean, she said. You're not attacking. You're just telling the truth. What if they don't listen? Then you'll know where you stand. And you'll act accordingly. I printed the agendas on cardstock. Title page, wedding funding overview. Simple, professional, undeniable. I sent the meeting invite via text. Family dinner Tuesday at 6. We need to go over some final wedding logistics before the big day. My sister replied with a heart emoji. My mom said, sounds good. They had no idea what was coming. I didn't sleep the night before, but I was ready. Tuesday, 6 p.m. We met at the restaurant. Private room in the back. My parents arrived first. Then my sister and her fiancé, Ryan. Small talk, menus, water glasses. I waited until everyone sat down. Then I stood. Before the wedding, I need everyone to understand how we got here. My mom frowned. What do you mean? I placed a binder in front of each of them. Please open to page 1. My sister flipped it open. Her face went white. Page 1, the total. $74,000. Ryan looked confused. What is this? I stayed calm. It's a breakdown of every wedding expense. Paid in full, by me. My mom started to interrupt. I raised my hand. Please let me finish. I walked them through it. Tab 2, venue contract. My signature at the bottom. Tab 3, catering invoice. My credit card authorization. Tab 4, florist email. The one thanking me for my generosity. Tab 5, photography agreement. My LLC listed as payer. Ryan turned to my sister. You told me your parents paid for this. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. My dad tried to step in. Can't we just move on? Does it really matter who paid? I looked at him. It matters because I was slapped. Called jealous, erased, and I'm done being invisible. My sister started crying. I didn't know what else to do. We're buried in debt. I couldn't tell his family we couldn't afford it. Ryan put his hand on hers. He looked hurt. But he didn't pull away. My mom finally spoke. I didn't think it mattered who got credit. It matters, I said quietly, because I matter. The room was silent. I gave my sister the choice. You can acknowledge this publicly at the wedding, in your toast, on social media. Or I cancel everything tomorrow morning and you figure it out in 6 days. Ryan looked at her, then at me. We'll do it, he said. No more lies. My sister nodded, tears running down her face. I'm sorry. I'll tell the truth. My parents sat frozen. No one touched their food. The meeting ended 20 minutes later. Quiet, no yelling. Just truth. I left the binders on the table. The wedding happened. My sister returned the $3,200 veil. She chose a simpler one for $400, scaled back a few other things. But it was still beautiful. During the reception after dinner, my sister stood up to give a toast. She looked at me. I need to say something. In front of everyone. The room got quiet. My sister paid for this wedding, all of it. I didn't tell the truth before, and I'm sorry. She gave me the most generous gift I've ever received, and I repaid her with anger and lies. A few guests gasped. I slapped her during bridal shopping because I was scared. Scared you'd all find out I couldn't afford this. But she didn't walk away. She gave me a choice to make it right. She raised her glass. Thank you. I don't deserve you, but I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to... It was awkward. A few people looked uncomfortable. But it was true. I stood up, gave her a hug, sat back down. I didn't gloat. I didn't make a speech. I just let her have her moment. I danced for an hour. Then I left early. The aftermath took time. My sister and Ryan started financial counseling. They tackled the debt together. No more secrets. She got a steady job. Stopped asking our parents for money. It wasn't perfect. But it was progress. My parents were stiff for a few months, embarrassed. But slowly they started asking about my life. Not just what I could fix for them. I set a new boundary. Any family request goes through a conversation first. Not an assumption. I started therapy, worked through the golden child dynamic, learned that I didn't have to earn love by disappearing. A year later, I got a card in the mail. From my sister. Inside, she'd written, I'm sorry it took a slap for me to see you. Thank you for not walking away. I kept the card. Not as a trophy. As a marker. Proof that truth, even when it's hard, is worth it. Here's what I learned. Generosity without acknowledgement isn't love. It's erasure. And you teach people how to treat you. I'm not saying blow up your family over every slight. But I am saying this. Your boundaries matter. Your voice matters. You matter. If you've ever felt invisible in your own family, drop a raising hand emoji in the comments. I want to hear your story. What boundary did you finally set? Or what boundary do you wish you could set? I read every single comment. And if this story meant something to you, hit that subscribe button. Because silence isn't kindness. And your story matters too. This has been a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes and is not legal or financial advice. Thanks for watching.